All right, check this out. Two phones from the same family. This one, the Nubia V70 Max, has a massive 6.9-inch screen and a battery that will outlast a tortoise. It's also the cheaper of the two. So it's bigger, lasts longer, and costs less. This should be a no-brainer, right? What if I told you that for most of you watching, this is the wrong choice? And this one, the smaller, more expensive V70 Design, is actually the better phone. Confused? Good. Let's settle this sibling rivalry and find out which compromise is the right one for you. Okay, let's talk about what you see and feel. Nubia named this one the Design, and in the right color, it lives up to the name. This jade green version with the vegan leather back, it feels great, gives you a solid grip, and doesn't collect fingerprints. But, and this is a big but, if you get one of the other glass back colors, ironically, the Design becomes a smudgy, greasy mess. It also feels a bit too tall for easy one-handed use. Now, the V70 Max is a beast. It's huge, it's hefty, and it feels like it's built for durability. It even has an IP54 splash resistance rating and can supposedly survive a 1.5-meter drop, which is impressive for a budget phone. But there's no getting around it. This thing is unwieldy. And that front, oof, with these thick bezels and this old-school water drop notch, it looks like a phone from 3 years ago. So here's the first big question for you. What's your design pet peeve? A phone that's a constant fingerprint magnet? Or one that's just too big and bulky to comfortably hold? Let me know your deal breaker in the comments below. This is where the battle gets really interesting. Both phones have a smooth 120 Hz refresh rate, which is awesome to see at this price. But that's where the similarities end. The core compromise on both is the resolution. They are only HD+. On screens this big, 6.7 inches on the Design and a massive 6.9 on the Max, you will notice that text and icons aren't super sharp. But the real killer for the Max is brightness. This is a major pain point. It's so dim, topping out at around 300 nits, that using it in direct sunlight is a real struggle. The V70 Design is noticeably brighter at around 400 nits and is much more usable outdoors. On top of that, reviewers noted the Max's screen has a weird red tint out of the box and can suffer from some noticeable ghosting. So while it's bigger, the actual quality is a huge letdown. And that screen is tied directly to performance, which has its own story. But we'll get to the charging situation in a moment, which is an exercise in patience. First, let's be crystal clear. Neither of these phones is a powerhouse. They both use entry-level Unisoc processors, and you'll feel it. For scrolling social media, watching videos, and sending messages, they're mostly fine. The 120 Hz display helps hide some of the slowness. But the moment you start multitasking heavily or try to play a demanding game, the lag creeps in. Genshin Impact? Lowest settings only, and you'll still see plenty of stutters. This is strictly for casual gaming. The software experience is another shared weakness. Reviewers pointed out that the MyOS software can feel buggy and inconsistent. Plus, the track record for long-term software and security updates from Nubia on their budget devices is a real concern. Okay, if you're trying to decide between these two based on their cameras, I'll save you some time. Don't. They are practically identical. Both have a 50-megapixel main sensor that, in bright daylight, can take some decent, vibrant photos that are perfectly fine for your Instagram feed. The colors are punchy and the details are acceptable. But the second the light goes down, it all falls apart. Images become grainy, noisy, and soft. Without any real image stabilization, taking a sharp night photo is nearly impossible. One reviewer flatly said the camera is useless in poor lighting. And video? It's a shaky 1080p mess. Good for a quick static clip, but that's it. You're getting the absolute basics here, and there's no winner in this category. Finally, a category where the V70 Max should destroy its sibling. And it does, mostly. The V70 Max has a colossal 6,000 mAh battery. This is its superpower. It's a genuine 2-day phone for most people, with reviewers clocking over 16 hours of continuous video playback. It just does not quit. The V70 Design's 5,000 mAh battery is no slouch either, easily lasting a full day and then some. But the Max is the clear champion of endurance. But here's the twist. Think of that 6,000 mAh battery as a giant gas tank. Now, imagine trying to fill it with this tiny watering can. That's what charging the V70 Max feels like. Both phones use the same 22.5-watt charger, but filling that massive battery on the Max takes a painfully long 2.5 hours. This brings up a great debate. What's a bigger smartphone sin in 2025? Dying too fast or charging way too slow? Let me know your breaking point in the comments below. So let's bring it all home. The Nubia V70 Max gives you a giant screen and epic battery life for a very low price. But the trade-offs are severe. The screen is dim and poor quality, the design feels dated, it's bulky, and it takes an eternity to charge. The V70 Design costs a little more and has a smaller battery. But in exchange, you get a much brighter and better calibrated screen, a more modern and manageable design, especially with the leather back, and a more balanced overall experience. For me, a dim, low-res screen is an instant deal-breaker. I'm looking at it all day. But what about you? What's the one compromise you absolutely refuse to make on a budget phone? Is it camera quality, screen brightness, performance, or charging speed? I'm really curious to see what you guys think is the most important. For the vast majority of people, the Nubia V70 Design is the clear winner. It makes smarter compromises. The V70 Max is really only for someone who needs the absolute biggest screen and longest battery life possible and is willing to sacrifice almost everything else to get it. It's not perfect, but it's the smarter choice in this sibling rivalry. If this video helped you make a decision, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more reviews where we cut through the hype. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.